Louisville is the largest city in Kentucky and the 30th largest in the country. It is the first city that you pass when crossing over the Ohio River coming from Indiana, heading south. The Big Four Bridge was built as a railroad bridge in 1895, decommissioned in the 1960s, and reopened as a pedestrian bridge in 2013. The bridge itself is roughly a half-mile long and averages 1.5 million visits per year by pedestrians, and it is roughly 52 feet above the water, though, of course, that is subject to changing water levels below. On the morning I went out to capture my pictures, there was a lot of fog rolling in off of the Ohio River, so this picture turned out to subtly show the fog, and this was the east side of the bridge where barges are often parked and moved up and down the river. And then this picture is looking the other direction off the bridge, and that building you can see above the fog is 400 West Market, and that's the tallest building in Louisville and in all of Kentucky at 35 stories and 549 feet. It was completed in 1993, and you can see it protruding through the fog past the two main bridges used for passing between Indiana and Kentucky, one of which heads north and the other south. And this is a look at the fog over the downtown Marriott Hotel in Louisville. This is not a particularly special hotel in the city, but rather just an interesting example of muffled sunlight behind a combination of cloud coverage and rolling fog. This is a picture looking west down East Main Street, again with an interesting touch of fog coming in from the north, the direction of the river. Off of Main Street you can find the Yum Center, where the University of Louisville's basketball team plays, the Galt House Hotel, and the Humana Building, which was designed by the architect Michael Graves. This is an image of the historic Belle of Louisville steamboat off a dock in downtown. Visitors can take a variety of rides up and down the river, and she is the oldest remaining steamboat that is still operating. A ride on it offers family fun and a piece of history. The McAlpine Locks and Dam are difficult to give life to with just a photo, especially when it's not in use, but they were the first major engineering project on the Ohio River, completed in 1830, and their construction allowed shipping traffic to navigate the falls of the Ohio, which were originally a set of rapids which dropped 26 feet over 2.5 miles. So the dam and locks control the water levels to allow ships to pass through. The creation of the locks and dam are credited as being the key factor in establishing Louisville as a booming city on the Ohio River. From August to mid-October, during which this time the photo was taken, the water is at its lowest point of the year, and by walking along the exposed seafloor, visitors can find many different types of fossils. The area is utilized for hiking, fishing, bird watching, and fossil viewing. Around the city and surrounding area, there are a number of hometown hero banners featuring notable figures in sports and pop culture who got their start in Louisville. Jennifer Lawrence's banner was put up last year after a group of students worked together to raise the $10,000 necessary with a GoFundMe to get Jennifer's face displayed along other Louisville legends like Colonel Sanders and Muhammad Ali. Churchill Downs is home of the most exciting 2 minutes in sports, where the Kentucky Derby is run on the first Sunday of May every year. Famous is a place for the rich and famous to show off their big hats and drink mint juleps and pack young people into the infield to enjoy and bet on a race between million-dollar horses. The Kentucky Derby is the first of the 3 legs of horse races for the Triple Crown, which was won 2 years ago by American Pharoah for the first time in over 30 years. The famous Louisville Slugger baseball bat is made in a factory in downtown Louisville. Outside of the museum and factory is the world's largest baseball bat, towering 120 feet tall and made as a replica of the bat Babe Ruth used. These bats have been used by the likes of Hank Aaron and Derek Jeter, as well as current Chicago Cubs, Jason Hayward and Starlin Castro. The Kentucky Center for Performing Arts provides a home for the Louisville Orchestra, Kentucky Opera, Louisville Ballet, and has 3 different theaters inside to accommodate performances. Its mission is to lead and enrich the artistic, educational, and economic vitality of the region by providing unparalleled programming and cultural events. And the Big Four Bridge, pictured earlier, has an LED lighting system that wraps designated areas of the bridge's framework in vibrant colors and can be programmed into a rainbow of effects, much like what the Martin Luther King Jr. Bridge does that leads into Fort Wayne. Because of this feature, the bridge is able to safely stay open to the public long after the sun goes down until 1 a.m. And for this picture, I utilized a longer shutter speed to squeeze out every bit of light that I could. Louisville is a vibrant city with many offerings. The collegiate sports program is currently booming with the University of Louisville's football and basketball team both in the top 25 rankings. The city is in the midst of a boom of downtown development with a new convention center under construction and a surge of new restaurants and bars in the city. It's also home to Kentucky Kingdom, an amusement park featuring a dozen roller coasters and a water park, as well as the Louisville Zoo, both of which were closed for the season as of my recording.